Hey there, welcome to Learn Guitar with Drew. Today we're going to learn how to do some storytelling with our guitar solos. Let's take a look. So what exactly is storytelling with guitar solos? My favorite guitar solos of all time, pretty much most of them tell a story. You can hear it when you're listening to the music. There's like a song within a song, like the innermost of the song. When I was a kid and I was listening to music, I would always be waiting for that guitar solo, kind of suffer through the song almost, to get to the guitar solo, whether it was Randy Rhoads or Eddie Van Halen or even David Gilmour. These guys could tell such a great story inside of the song that made the song so much better. It was like the best of the best. Let's talk about how to do that. So do you remember when you were a kid and you were going to tell a story in school? You'd have to make an outline, right? So the first thing you do would be brainstorm, and then you'd write this outline, and then you could see that that outline was the sort of structure of the way the story was going to go. And you can look at stories that are written throughout history, and you can see that they're following a format like that. So with brainstorming, when it comes to guitar solos, the first thing we want to figure out is, what do we want to say? What emotions are we trying to put forth? What are we trying to say with our guitar solo? How are we trying to make people feel? Like, what are we trying to accomplish with it? What ingredients do we want to use? Which techniques? Which do we want to put into the solo? We're going to do hammer-ons, we're going to do pull-offs, we can slides, bends, trills. All those things matter when you're telling your story. How long is the solo? So if you only have like 4 or 8 measures to tell your story, it's really not enough to tell a story. I think in that case, the best thing to do is play a cool lick and get out. Make sure you play something that fits the music and it sounds neat, but you can't really tell a story. It seems to me that 12 measures is probably the least amount of time you need to tell a story. Like 12 measures, you can say something. 16 measures, even better. 24 measures maybe is ideal. A lot of times that I've made records, it'll be a 24 measure thing, and it'll feel like it's really empty when I listen to the recording before there's a solo. And after the solo, you're like, wow, I wish I had more of a solo. So that's when you know you did it right. So what do? The first thing we do is we start with low and slow notes. We start with low and slow, and then we do a build-up. After the build-up, we do licks or riffs and or lines. So the third and the fourth level are interchangeable. Sometimes it's licks first, sometimes it's lines first, and then there's the cool down, the slow down when you slow the notes back down again. Now, if you only have a certain amount of measures to tell the story, that's all you get. You get one round of this whole thing. Low and slow, build-up, licks and riffs, line, slow, and out. But however, if you're playing a longer situation, like a jam band kind of thing, and you're playing a solo that's like 2 minutes long or something, you can cycle through this. And every time you go through the cycle, you can add intensity. Low and slow, build up, licks and riffs, lines, cool down. Low and slow, build up, lines, then licks and riffs, then cool down. You can keep building it and building it and building it, make it more and more exciting as you go. So let's take a look at how we do this. We're going to put some chords here and play to it and see if we can tell a story. So let's tell our story. We're playing over A minor, G, and F. When you start off, start further down the neck. Maybe I'll do some pizzicato. Maybe I'll do some vibrato. Volume swells work really well in this situation. Harmonics are cool. So the entire time you're doing this, you're trying to find melodic phrases. So there's a little hook right there. Now you can feel it's starting to want to build up a little bit. If you're enjoying today's lesson on how to tell stories with guitar solos, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. And in the comment section down below, you'll find links for my websites and other guitar resources. Moving up the neck. I'm building now. There's that same hook again. at this point, I can feel the licks are coming. It's time for some riffs. So we're going to turn the volume up, maybe do a blues riff. Something like this. So there's some riffs right there, right? Now I can feel a line coming. So a lot of times I'll put my neck pickup on when I'm past the 12th fret. I play some kind of line now. So now that I'm doing the line, I can feel I'm wanting to hit a peak here. Now I'm going to bring it back down. Okay. Now I'm going to feel like I want to build a little bit. Now I'll play a line this time. Instead of playing that riff first, I'll play a line. Now I'll play a riff. Now bring it back down. All the way back down here. And now the third round, there's more intensity going on. Bring it all the way back down to the beginning again. So as you can tell, there's a story going on there. It's not just one dynamic the whole time, but it builds and it builds and it builds and pow, it hits at the top, and then you come out and then it leaves a listener wanting more. They want to hear more stuff because you just kind of took them on a ride, on a journey. It's amazing what happens when you organize your guitar solos into storytelling. It's like the song within the song or the story within the story. It's quite an amazing tool. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson.